Nine-time Nobel Prize nominee Aldous Huxley once said, "Facts don't cease to exist because they are ignored." More than 80% of Somalilanders, including myself, have only ever known and experienced the Republic of Somaliland's government, flag, currency, and constitution. We have only ever known and experienced our capitals, our regions, and our leaders. Yet, the world has been telling us that we are part of Somalia, a country that vast majority of us have never known. If we are part of Somalia, then why haven't Somalilanders seen any president from Somalia visit Somaliland for more than 32 years? If our capital, Hargeisa, is part of Somalia, then why wouldn't the Somalia president visit his country's second biggest city? If we really were part of Somalia, then why has Somaliland held national elections that Somalia had no part in? And if we were really part of Somalia, why do Somalilanders, millions of us, come out every 18 May for 32 years to celebrate the restoration of Somaliland's sovereignty? The fact is, Somaliland is a country by every definition, other than the world admitting this truth. What's more, under no reasonable definition other than a short period that ended 32 years ago, is Somaliland part of Somalia. That the international community wants to pretend the emperor is clothed doesn't mean these facts cease to exist. The fact is, Somaliland is not a secessionist state. The fact is, Somaliland, we received our country's independence from Great Britain in 1960 and was recognized by more than 30 countries. The fact is, in 2005, the African Union fact-finding mission told the world that the union between Somaliland and Somalia was unratified. The fact is, in 1991, we reinstated our sovereignty. We're asking the world to respect and to deal with us factually, legally, and most importantly, as an equal partner. We're asking the world to honor the Montevideo Convention and their duty under Article 7 of the Convention that protects independence and sovereignty. We're asking the world to respect the mandate under the Genocide Convention, as no protected group like the nation of Somaliland should be asked to negotiate with the perpetrators of a genocide. Anyone who ever sets foot in Hargeisa, the capital of the Republic of Somaliland, knows what country they are in, because everyone on the street will proudly tell you that you are standing in the Republic of Somaliland. There is no city in the world more patriotic than Hargeisa. So what is the world doing when they tell us, despite our democratic vote, our flag, our currency, our institutions, and most importantly, our will, we must instead bow down to the remnants of a country whose last democratically elected government was taken out over half a century ago? What is the world doing when they tell us Somalilanders that our legitimately elected president doesn't count, and instead our real leader is someone who has no authority over us except the kernels that the international community forces on us, such as the World Bank lending, country telephone codes, and a UN seat. Do they not see that this is yet another failed attempt to tell a foreign people how they should live? The single Somalia policy is at its core yet another attempt at nation building via the facade of a government that the people expected to live under don't accept. The single Somalia policy, in the Somalia version of nation building, Somalilanders are expected to accept an imaginary view of the world that's not matched by any reality we know or want. The single Somalia policy ignores the lessons the West was supposed to have learned these past decades, and it flies in the face of democratic values that America and its allies preach. We have built a democracy, but you would rather pretend we are part of Somalia's 4-decade nightmare. The billions of dollars America has spent on Somalia can be added to its more famous nation-building failures. That is the reality. The single Somalia policy is so backwards that almost it's impossible for a reasonable person to believe that it exists. Yet, I talk to you today. I talk to you today because I believe that there are reasonable people out there who care about truth and justice. People who don't want to keep running the same failed play over and expecting different results. Somaliland said no to destruction. We cleared the mines laid to destroy us. We built a democracy that represents the will of our people. Despite all the challenges Somaliland faced, our democracy scored higher than any country in the Horn of Africa in 2022, according to Freedom House Index score. Somaliland has risen the way countries are supposed to be created, from the organic decision of people to come together and form a government. We're not asking you to nation build. We are asking you not to nation build. Stop telling 5 million of us that our democratic society is wrong and that you know what's good for us. We ask nothing of the international community other than to recognize the indisputable facts on the ground. Somaliland is a country, and the whole world will be better off when we stop pretending otherwise. Thank you, everyone.